Hello, my name is Hide Saidisa. My special field is science of consciousness. Science of consciousness have a Western approach and Eastern approach. Eastern approach, we study the sacred text, and we do the scientific study, neuroscientific and psychological study based on the Indian sacred text. And in Indian Institute of Technology, Mandi, I belong to the ICSMA Center, Indian Knowledge System and Mental Health Center. And I spent 15 years in India, and I engage myself in all kinds of spiritual practice that exists in this country. And I attend, on the 10th year, I attend immense awakening. And now I developed the ability to make everybody in the hall to experience glimpse of awakening, and I do this in all the academic conference where all the skeptic comes, but I have been very successfully making most of the people to experience what is the awakening and enlightenment in Indian traditions. So this is my team. Person who is sitting next to me is Dr. Roger Penrose, who received the Nobel Prize in 2020 with a study on the black hole, and person who are sitting right behind, right in front of me, Dr. Stuart Hammer. And they proposed the quantum consciousness theory 30 years ago. And I'm in this team, and I'm living together with Dr. Stuart Hammer in the same house, and working from doing research together from morning to night. Yeah, so I travel all over the world and living together with Dr. Stuart Hammer. And I'm an organizer of the biggest conference on human science. And that's going to be happening in Barcelona this year from the July 6th to 11th. And Dr. Kenboki has been participating in this conference for the last 30 years. This is our 31st year of the conference. So I'm also a popular spiritual teacher in Japan. I do a transmission of a awakening workshop. And this is the one that I did in last year, 180 participants. And this is one that I do it all over the world. This is the one that I did it in Barcelona 2 years ago. So Indian scriptures is considered the biggest volume in the world, and starting from ancient times, 1500 BC, India has been exploring all kinds of studies on consciousness. And these are what kind of sacred texts. Some of them are contradicting each other. Some of them accept Vedas. Some of them reject Vedas. And we do a lot of EEG study, brainwave studies on the awakened consciousness. And we came to a lot of new results. Awakening has to do with gamma waves. Because when I do the transmission, I continue the gamma wave for many hours. Usually the normal person could sustain the gamma wave for a second. And then our next finding were usually people are in a beta state. If you go too deeper into meditation, it's going to be alpha. If you go more deeply into awakening, it's going to be theta. And our latest research, if you go deep, very deep into the awakening, like the Indians think, it's going to be delta. Delta usually only happens when you are in a deep sleep without dream. And my brain waves are beta and gamma, delta and gamma. These are the latest description about EEG brainwaves of the delta. It's really corresponding to my life in Indian saints. And my special field, neuroscience of meditation, then big. So we came to find out 9 parts of the brain gets bigger, gets activated or deactivated with advanced meditators. This is my friend Stephen Loveridge, very famous neuroscientist, did the MRI study on the monk who studied and did the meditation with Dalai Lama for 40 years. Many places in the brain were different from the normal human being. I don't go into the details, and also the neurotransmitter. 7 kinds of positive neurotransmitter get transmitted only with the meditation and awakening. And these are the lists, sorry, this is Japanese list of the 9 parts of the brain, such as amygdala, which governs the negative emotion, gets much smaller within just 2 months of the daily 30 minutes of meditation. And I will talk about my latest research on scaling the human consciousness. Up to now, nobody was able to measure or scale in a scientific equipment of the human consciousness. First, we did the experiment on the mice. This is anesthetized mice. It's flat, brainwaves are flat. This is a high frequency brainwave machine. Usually, up to now, normal brainwave machines is 0 to 100 Hz. We use 6 to 26 megahertz. And this is when the mice is awake. You could see the signals. And then I did on the human subject. This is when patients were awake. We were able to detect brainwaves. And after 5 minutes of injection of the general anesthesia, it became completely flat. So we were able to detect the mechanism of the general anesthesia. Because of the frequency, 6 to 26 megahertz, the conclusion is consciousness emerges inside the microtubules, quantum effects. General anesthesia only works on the dumping, the quantum vibration in the microtubule. Because after the general anesthesia, neurons are still rapidly working. And after we stopped the general anesthesia, it took 10 minutes. Gradually, the signal came back. And scientists are thinking awakening deep meditation is expansion of consciousness. This is when I'm in deep samadhi. This is the brainwaves of when I'm in samadhi. So we did a lot of studies on high frequency brainwaves and human consciousness. And my other research is, can you scale, measure happiness? Because most of the people, the mental condition in all over the world is extremely terrible condition, and this is how much money we are wasting on the mental issues every year. It's a huge amount. And I came up with this research, my own research, map of awakened, enlightened consciousness. I don't have a time to talk about the 4 types of meditation that I attained during my 15 years in India. This is a map of ego. This is the roadmap about spiritual transcendence. Number 1, length of breathing is 2 to 5 seconds. Because I work together with many hospitals and psychiatric hospitals. They check all the patient breathing. Everybody's breathing was less than 5 seconds. So if we could prolong the breathing for more than 5 seconds. Nobody has to go to the psychiatric hospitals, mental hospitals. And I work together with a pain clinic. All the patients who come to the chronic pain clinic, their breathing was less than 5 seconds. I call the breathing inhale and exhale count as one during the regular meditation. And it corresponds to the brain wave. Number 1 and 2, 3 corresponded to beta waves. Number 4, 5 corresponding to alpha waves. 6, 7, 8 corresponding to the theta waves, and 9, 10 delta waves. When I came to India, I was in number 1. And after 33 years, I got in number 10. And I have spent many years with Indian saints who were above 6, who were deeply awakened and deeply bliss all the time, and they could transmit what they were attained. So this is my research. Yeah, this is in Tokyo University. First, they checked my brain waves, and I did the transmission experiment. 10 out of 10 times, I was dramatically able to synchronize my brainwave to the person who was sitting in front of me. And this is a sacred text written in India 1,400 years ago about the transmission of awakening. It is called Shaktipat in Sanskrit language. It's a long tradition of Indian spirituality. Yeah. This is from in Tokyo University. When I'm transmitting, it's gonna be only God. This I checked. I'm very good at transmitting from my eye. I look at the people, and this is in Stanford University. We were able to detect the photons coming out from my eye. So we are thinking, my teacher is thinking that I emit photons. And inside the retina, there's a place that we do quantum communications, and that's why I can synchronize my awakening to the hundreds of people in front of me with eye gazing. Yeah, this is when I was transmitting, the photon became not 730. Yeah, I gave 28 hours, one course in IIT Mandi about these studies, history and timelines of Indian scriptures, Indian saints up to 19th century, esoteric Indian knowledge system, history of psychologies, transpersonal psychology, and somatic psychologies, academic study of consciousness, Transtech research and products. Transtech products means we are doing scientific studies to stimulate. It's called neuromodulation. We stimulate the person's brain, particular spot, with the ultrasound stimulation. It is called TUS, transcranial ultrasound stimulation. It costs very expensive, $100,000. This is our Center for Consciousness in Arizona University. So we have been doing this research on the human subject since 10 years. And we also do a photobiomodulation. This is also one way of biomodulation. And we were successful in reversing Alzheimer's patients' memory loss process to the normal state. And both of these deepen the meditation and happiness and well-being. So I think we have a very big potential in introducing these two types of neuromodulation. And there are many types of neuromodulation. TDCS, this is electric current, and music. But I think these two have the biggest potentials. So I think my time is up. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you so much. Are there any questions from the audience?
Professor Hide, many congratulations, and I really appreciate that you have been doing active research on our Indian culture, our tradition. So I myself is a microbiologist, scientist, and also I'm the coordinator of Indian knowledge system from my university. I find very interesting that the topic you have discussed. I have one question that if the scenario is a very intense pain, a physical pain, suppose a subject is going through a physical pain due to wound, is there any meditation, is there any chanting, is there any therapy, apart from the medicines and anesthesia, that the pain level can be detached from the mind and the individual may find relief?
We did a lot of research because with a collaboration with a pain clinic. The pain has a lot to do with the psychological issues. Usually, person who comes to the pain clinic develop depression at the same time. So prolonging the breathing and going to the deep bliss, you don't feel the pain so much. I think that will be the very good solution.
So that is a very effective remedy. It can be applied instantly.
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
Hi. Sorry. Actually, I'm a long-time friend of Hide, so I know what you're doing really excellent. And my question is, you are a really practiced meditator, right? I'm not a practiced meditator. So can you help people, going into higher levels of meditation using this kind of technology?
Yes. At first, we try to make people awaken with the ultrasound stimulation and photobiomodulation, but the only one thing we haven't detected, or nobody ever detected, is the moment of awakening. What happens to the brain? Because usually moment of awakening, the fMRI is not so close by, so our scientists, team of scientists, hundreds of them here, doing research on this field in USA, we haven't been able to put person on the moment of awakening. But I do a workshop, I can make most of the participants experience a glimpse of deep awakening. And to the more than 90% of the person. I do usually 3 hours, I transmit 3 hours continuously on 4 kinds of ways. So I've been very successfully transmitting my awakening from the beginning so that they could go very deep into their meditative path so quickly. Even many people attain permanent awakened state in just by participating in my workshop for just once. So I think we are doing a lot of studies how to deepen the person's meditation with all the scientific evidence. That's what I teach 28 hours in IIT Mandi. And there, because in California, 42% of adult population is regularly practicing meditation. But it is really difficult to go deeper into the meditation. Many people stop in the middle. So we found out every kind of possible way to deepen the meditation using this technology. I have a lot of machines to synchronize person's brainwave into the gamma wave, which is enlightenment brainwave.
Thank you for your excellent presentation, sir. So you would like to experience the meditation?
I think my time is up. So if somebody is interested, please come up to me. I will make some other occasion to do maybe outside somewhere. I'm gonna do.
Maybe you would like to learn more about
So please come up to me if you want to experience a glimpse of
the
our
mindful practices. Thank you so much. It was a nice lecture on mindful practices
When
and
is
the
a
role
good
of
time to meet
vibrations.
you? When is a good time to meet you?
After this program.
Thank
Can
you
you
so much.
demo that breathing? So you say 2 to 5 minutes, 5 seconds, like that. So I just want to see, many people want to see how you do that breathing.
The regular breathing, I spent many years with Indian saints such as Shri Ravi Shankar, and Shri Ravi Shankar's breathing are longer than 50 seconds of breath.
So is it just
Not
one side breathing or it's both sides?
No, because all the tensions around the breathing system disappears if you do go deep into sadhana, spiritual practice. And if your meditation is very deep, all the tension disappears and become extremely flexible, so that the inhale gonna be very long and deep.
So inhale should be the timings.
Yes.
So exhale, how much time it should take?
The level 10 is 50 seconds of breath. So 25 each. Inhale 25 seconds, exhale 25 seconds.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much.